Hi guys, Shoujo Thoughts here, a little bit earlier than anticipated. I know that you weren't expecting anything for another week or so, and normally that would be the case, but I actually had a little bit of time today, and next weekend I might find myself particularly busy with some family functions, and so I thought that I might as well go ahead and put a little podcast out today. I haven't even written an outline for this one, so we're really gonna just fly by the seat of our pants and hope things go okay. I suppose really I should try to keep to format as much as possible, and so I'm going to go ahead and start with a blogosphere update. So on my own blog, you will notice that I have put out a new post for Fanfiction Friday, and then also a new post for a show that I think I'm pronouncing this right, Mawaru Penguin Drum. It's a first impressions post. Oh my gosh, we will talk. We will talk, guys. Don't even worry about it. But moving on from that, I'm going to go ahead and highlight some other bloggers that have recently put out some new content right about now. Now, there have been several posts this week that I found myself pretty interested in, but I'm going to try really hard to narrow it down to 2 every week. I'm not going to try to feature everybody because I know that I will not succeed. It would be entirely pointless to attempt. So, anyway, moving on from that. Kiko from Kiko's Anime Blog has a new post on upcoming anime spring 2017, and it was just an overview post. And it gave me a look at some shows that, I actually hadn't been all that excited for spring anime based on what I had seen. That doesn't mean that I saw everything, but what I had seen, I'm like, nothing really sounds like, oh, hi Neko, can you hear my cat? Yes. Do you want to be in the podcast too? Yes, you do. So cute. So cute. Anyway, sorry. But actually, because of her, I saw several shows that looked interesting to me, and so I really kind of got excited about that one. And then also, I wanted to highlight Hazel and A's post for Woman Crush Wednesday on Haruhi Fujioka, because come on, it's Muffin. Oh, I just let slip the cat's real name. Someone's going to come find me. Yep, her name is Muffin. Anyway, you know how I feel about Ron, and then by extension, I'm sure you know how I feel about Haruhi. So I really enjoyed that post as well. There were more that I could highlight, but I'm trying to stick to 2, though I feel kind of bad because I highlighted Hazelin last week. But there were other posts that I could do. Should I just go ahead and keep going? I liked Karandi's post, the top 5 female characters with blonde hair. That was interesting. I hadn't seen I hadn't seen any of those shows, but I do like the honorable mention Lizzie Black Butler. I mean, I would have put her on my list because she's just that awesome. Trying to think. I know I already did 3, but there were a lot of things I liked to read this week. I guess I'll just go ahead and stop it there for now. Moving on, the things that I wanted to go ahead and talk about this week are, Muffin, I love you, but I'm trying to podcast here. I'm just going to go ahead and start rambling at you. So, we're going to go ahead and start with that penguin show, guys. Oh my gosh. So, this penguin drum thing. Well, Muffin, please. I'm going to have to restart this podcast, aren't I? Hey. Stay. Okay, what if... I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to go ahead and put her in my lap and see if that helps anything. Okay, there we go. You're such a good kitty. Okay. Now I got the fluff ball. So anyway, this penguin show. So my friend comes to see me, and this is kind of a rare occasion. I haven't seen him in... Oh gosh, has it been since October? So, we might get together only a couple of times a year, and we spent our time just deciding, okay, well, we're going to show each other an episode from these anime that we haven't seen. Sometimes we show each other things out of spite, like I showed him Diabolic Lovers. I regret nothing. And then sometimes we show each other things that we genuinely think the other might be interested in. He had refused to watch Yuri on Ice because he thought it was boy love. Does not sound familiar, and I cured him of that. So we watched Yuri on Ice, and while he didn't love it as much as I did tell him he needed to get about 3 episodes in before he really fell in love, and so he's willing to give it a shot. I don't know how soon, but he says he's willing to give it a shot. I also showed him Library War, which is another title that is just basically perfection for a bookworm like me. You have to suspend your disbelief a little bit, but once you get past that, it's really not a big deal. And then also, I'm gonna butcher this, Planetes, Planetes, another really great title that I was fortunate enough to see, and I thought, these seem like something that he would like and I would like. We don't have a lot of tastes in common. But yeah, I also showed him Diabolic Lovers because I'm just that nice. How does he repay me? With this penguin drum nonsense. So I don't know how many of you have seen it. I hadn't heard of it before he showed it to me. And so when it starts off, I actually find myself enjoying it. I mean, the art style is different than what I typically frequent, but it seemed very well done. I was enjoying the color that they used, the liberties that they were taking with, like, when they draw the other background characters. They're not important. They're just kind of like CPG Gray people. Oh yeah, if you don't know who CPG Gray is, you can find him on YouTube. His videos are excellent. But moving on, I actually found myself feeling for the characters, and I didn't know what was going to happen next, and I was looking forward to seeing how the episode unfolded. And I was with it, man. I really was. Until, I should mention this. So when it first started, one of the brothers looked at his sister like side-eyed. And I said to Blake, I didn't know they were siblings, I said, I ship it. Mostly just kidding. And he drops the bomb, they're brother and sister. And I'm like, oh, no, never mind, don't ship it. I was on board with the show until, like, I even got through, like, the little tiny little penguins. I was like, oh no, Blake, are those frozen things penguins? Oops, I said his name. I have no idea how to edit that out. I guess it doesn't matter. But I said, those little blue guys, those can't be frozen penguins, can they? And he just starts laughing his butt off. So I'm like, okay. Yes. But then there's that, like, acid trip penguin hat explanation thing that happens, and then she's naked, but it's not like whenever Sailor Moon transforms and there's a reason behind that. She's just like losing clothes as she goes, and then she, like, reaches into her older brother's chest and pulls out his heart or something, and then all of a sudden it was like it was a dream, but it wasn't a dream, and before you know it, the oldest brother is sitting in front of little sister's bed, and spoiler alert, but it's only the first episode, he bends down, and while she is unconscious and or asleep, kisses her on the mouth, and the episode ends. And I didn't know how to deal with that. I wasn't expecting that. I was actually like, I still don't really know what has happened. I think that Blake thought it was pretty hilarious. Oh. Anyway. So then, I haven't decided if I'm going to go ahead and continue that series or not. So I guess if you have seen that, let me know if it's any good or not. Secondly, I think I'm going to go ahead and bring this up, and this is not some shameless self-promotion, I promise. Muffin Sweetie, I don't think you should get up there. I'm just going to let her. I have a giant grumpy cat stuffed animal, and she is now perched by the giant grumpy cat stuffed animal. One of them is cuter than the other. I will let you I think you can figure out which one I'm talking about. Anyway, not a shameless self-promotion, but I write poetry, guys, and I did not spend very much time on this at all, but I just decided, wouldn't it be fun to write some poems from the point of view of our Hakuoki captains. Really, really short. I don't even know that I could say they're poems. They're so short, just the littlest blurbs that don't really have anything to do with anything except their perspective on events at different moments in time. And I've so far been writing one for every captain. I'm going to read you one. If you don't want to hear this, I don't blame you. You don't have to stick around. I haven't decided if I'm going to read Hesuke or Nagakura because I like those ones. They're a little bit longer than the rest. Though Saito, I think it had probably actually is the best poetic composition of all of the ones I've written. It actually makes a great deal of sense, and it's a little bit the content of it is kind of all smushed into the simplest little lines, but if you actually pick it apart, it all makes sense. So like I said, I didn't spend a lot of time on this or anything, but I think I am going to go ahead and read one of these because I'm a glutton for punishment. Yeah, so I would imagine this would take a couple of minutes, and if you don't want to hear them, just go ahead and skip a couple of minutes. Yes, so anyway, I have written them for Hijikata, Harada, Saito, Okita, Hesuke, Sanin, and Nagakura. I think I'm going to go ahead and start with Nagakura. No, I'm going to start with Hesuke because they kind of go together. Nope, I'm going to start with Nagakura. Okay. Channeling my inner Shinpachi. Okay. All right. I feel like I'm sending my only son to fight a war, or my only daughter to a wedding, or maybe a butterfly into a spider's web or a rabbit into a fox's den, but you get the picture. And I know that Sano doesn't look at her that way, but I've seen Hesuke's eyes, that kid. In keeping with the theme, I'm not as oblivious as some might say, but I'll choose this labeled ignorance for a reason. Give me 15 minutes with a geisha and I'll make it count, but a lifetime well spent isn't long enough to spend with her. So I'll take this role with pride, old man jokes aside. Chizuru is a treasure. Only certain men, my pals, are good enough. So that one was Nagakura. Like I said, I'm not expecting you to be like, oh my gosh, that was so great. You don't even have to comment on it at all. I don't know, I felt like sharing. I only spent a couple of minutes on this. But it does, the enjoyment I'm getting out of writing them makes me consider maybe writing something a little bit longer, spending a little bit more time to really capture. But sometimes you get better poems if you don't spend all that much time. I don't know. Anyway, so here's Hesuke. I've been called a kid so many times, and I feel it when she looks at me. A sacred thing I can't help but admire. She smiles with sparkling eyes like a fever dream I had when I was small. Blushing cheeks on Maiko girl so soon become her. Tell me, Sano-san, am I too young for this? Yeah. Okay, one more. I'm sorry. This is like the only one that I actually look at and I go, this might actually be a decent poem. It's Saito. So I really, this is probably my favorite out of all the ones because it actually is the best poem from an objective standpoint. So anyway, here we go. Unchanging notions cast aside normality of life I'd thought to miss, summed up in compulsion. One tick, sword swiped clean and sheathed. She is sakura blossoms in snow, and I am a shadow on the mountain of Shinsengumi glory. These things I do not take for granted. Oh man. I wish that I knew how to cut audio and paste audio because I would cut out a lot of the things I just read and just stick to Saito. But as it stands right now, if I want to do that, I have to re-record everything. And I don't want to do that either. Anyway, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and... Oh, what is that cat doing now? I'm just going to cut it off right here for today. This was just a little extra addition because I had some time and I don't know that I'm going to have that much time next weekend. But if you want to listen to this, that's great. If not, it will just teach me that I really should make sure I write an outline every time. Okay, So I will talk to you later. Bye bye.